part I wanted to get into very wellly is because I realized I've never come on here and actually explained my sneaker journey, and kind of where I started in the fact of creating my own sneakers. So back in, I want to say 2018, 2017, I started my brand. Obviously it wasn't called the BasiK brand. It wasn't called BasiK Co. Had nothing to do with Studio BasiK. It was a collection cloth. But later on that year, in 2019, we ended up switching over, me and a good friend. We kind of created our balance and switched over to BasiK. And the first shoe I ever dropped was this Dunk, which went crazy, man. We sold a lot of these. We did a bunch of cool things with them. Obviously, it's meant to look like a Nike SB, except no Nike swooshes. BasiK branding all throughout. Nike sent me a cease and desist order on this because I was using their silhouette, and I had to pay a couple buckaroonies to get that out. So realistically, all the money that I made off of them, I kind of lost in that aspect. So which derived me from doing that is I ended up creating my own silhouette and kind of spoofing off Nike. I bought these soles that look very similar to a Dunk sole, but obviously are slightly different. But that came with the NBO1, which is the non-BasiK one. I made this shoe obviously as a homage to my brand, and then also my love for Nikes. I should say Jordan brand specifically. But this shoe had everything on it. It had corduroy, it had really nice tumbled leather, suede, and then it also kind of bit into the aspect of spoofing. So we did a Jason Voorhees pair. We called it the Hockey Mask Killer, obviously for copyright infringement issues. But like I said, corduroy was nice. Colorway was great. Just kind of my own shoe to start off with 100%. I like it a lot. I loved it a lot. Mid top / high tops is not a thing anymore. People don't really care for them. So it kind of died off pretty fast. I was only able to drop this one. I had a blue one that was going to be dropped, and then my manufacturer caught on fire, so I lost my soles that I paid for. I lost a bunch of stuff. So like they say, manufacturing overseas really does cook you in the long run. Tons of things happen and you have no control over it. So piggybacking off of that, I got into my second version of the NB1, and this one was going to be a celebration of Jordan's 40th year after being drafted. I really enjoyed this shoe a lot. I kind of made it specifically for Michael Jordan. Not to say like he was going to wear it or anything, but I made it in homage for Michael Jordan and, you know, what Jordans have done for me. So I did a classic Bulls colorway, did the pinstripes from the original jersey, or not from the original jerseys, but my favorite jerseys. And then underneath it, I actually put a red buttery suede. So if you would have skated these, or if you'd have wore them enough to where they got nicks and bruises, or you could have just cut it off and you would have saw this butter red suede. I did kind of a Jordan 11 lace to it. I also stole the Wings logo and put the BasiK face in there. Just, you know, my secondary pair, obviously same sole, but it wasn't branded, so this one was a good old time. But yeah, this one never really dropped. This is just kind of a sample pair that I kind of made for myself. Yeah, and then after this is when the whole runner age came about, where everybody wanted to have runners, and runners were the coolest things. And so I made a runner, man. I really enjoyed these. These are called the BD021s. They dropped in I think they dropped in 2022, to be honest with you. But BD021s, this one went pretty nuts. A lot of people like this. A lot of people still hit me up for this. I sold out, and I never was able to remake them because this sole is so expensive, and I couldn't find it anymore. I lost contact with the manufacturer that made all of them for me, and they kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth, which is another problem that sucks. But couldn't find them. The sole also cost me an arm and a leg to get made, so I didn't pre-make a lot of them. But all the ones that I did pre-make sold, and all of the orders that came in eventually also sold. So this one went nuts. Gray is one of my colors. I really enjoy gray. For this, we decided to, cut off the eyeballs and just make it into a logo. Kind of a very New Balance Balenciaga kind of look to it. Super chunky sole, super wide sole, which makes the shoe more comfortable in my opinion, but also putting the mesh. This mesh is very breathable, very thin, which is a really high commodity, and then suede all throughout the upper. Made this one kind of really go nuts. People love this one still to this day. Like I said, people hit me up trying to get this pair. And then last but not least, man, this was my most recent sneaker. Again, kind of in the same runner wave. This is the GD02 or 2023, 2023. This is the GD 2023. This shoe is meant and created for my daughter. This is where this derived from. But very New Balance inspired, very skinny built, very runner aesthetic. This was a really cool shoe too. I really like these a lot. This was in collaboration with a brand called House. He is a designer. He designs stuff for New York Fashion Week. He does his thing. He does a lot of really cool stuff that I would wear, but also stuff that I wouldn't wear. A lot of his clothes are gender neutral, which is really dope just by itself, but also in the same facet, it's not something that I would wear. I'm a 2023. This is a shoe that had, again, mesh, very comfortable. It had a suede. This was kind of a higher end version. This was a higher selling one. The price point on this was a lot higher because of the materials we used. We used calf skin suede, the patent leather, the original leather that is pineapple leather, which is very expensive. And then it just kind of built from there. I liked it a lot. It was meant to resemble a black butterfly. Really nice shoe, really nice suede, good patent leather, good leather. Just overall dope shoe in my opinion.